ThermalWorks smoke makes this by ThermalWorks. Really good thermometer. A little bit cooler spot on the back side, so I put my probe there. Got some hickory wood. Gonna smoke the brisket. I'll show you the brisket here in a minute. This is my setup. I'll put my other heat deflector in when I get my temp up pretty decent, around 200. That way those plates come up to temperature as well before I put the brisket in, and I will do a water pan. And I'll show you what I did to the brisket in a minute. Temp here's 100. What do we got here? Yeah, I just opened it, so okay. Hey y'all, so here is my brisket. I did a mustard slather and then a 50-50 salt and pepper mix with a little bit of granulated garlic, not much really. My 50-50 mix was 2/3 cup salt, 2/3 cup pepper, and then it was about half of a third a cup of granulated garlic. Just a nice even coating, nothing heavy. You can still see the brisket flesh, so I like the brisket flavor, so don't want to overpower it. I'm going to throw this on. I'll be putting my thermometer not in the flat, I'll be putting it in the point end right here, so we get a good temperature reading in the middle of this large hunk of meat. I'll show you some more videos later. We're shooting for about 4 to 6 hours before we wrap it. I'm looking for a temp past the stall, which is around 160. I'm looking for a temp probably 185 to 90. And then our final temp is going to be about 203, just depending on how it feels. And our wrapping is also going to depend on how it looks. If we got a nice dark mahogany, I'm going to wrap it. But we definitely want to be past the stall at 160. And our temp is up a little bit up. We're just above 250, which isn't bad. We'll see you back here. All right, guys, I've got my temperature probes in. The brisket is on. Before I adjust any of my vents, this is how I had them. I may adjust them down because it wasn't running a little bit warmer than I like. I like 250. Some people say 275. I think slower is better, but 250 is a good number for brisket. 275 is fine too. And you can see we're at 270 at the grate, kind of holding there. So I may adjust down a bit. I like it a little cooler. This is my salt and pepper mix. It was a black pepper, but as you can see, this is a coarse pepper and a coarse kosher salt. You want the coarse because the fine pepper and fine salt is going to really dissolve and disintegrate. This kind of adheres to the meat and breaks down better than the fine stuff. I've got apple cider vinegar in a spritz bottle. The reasoning behind that is to spritz your brisket anytime that you look at it. Just spritz it with the vinegar. It's going to help those smoke particles adhere and flavor that meat. It's not for flavoring for apple cider vinegar. I still got to get this adjusted. I'm going to show you how you put it on here. Every smoker and grill and offset is going to be different. I have a cool spot up here, so that's why I put the flat. Wherever your cool spot on the grill is, my hot spot's here, obviously where my probe is. I want my point back towards that way. I can't put it long ways because it won't quite fit. So that'll be the best, is my hot spot here hitting the large portion. I put fat side down simply because I've tried both ways, or I've tried fat side up, and I just wanted to try fat side down. There's different theories on that. We'll see how this comes out and I'll let you know. So nice spritz. did bring my salt and pepper out because the spot where I picked it up, I had a bit of a snafu and kind of slipped, so I want to touch up those spots. That's about it, guys. We'll see you in a few hours. All right, y'all. We are coming up on 5 hours, 4.5 right about. Grill's looking good. It got a little low. Had to head out to church. And so it dropped a bit, but still pretty good. I like where it's at. So we are low and slow. Color's getting there. We are not ready to wrap. Probably another hour and a half, maybe 2. All depends on that color and the bark formation. Just gonna get a little spritz here so that smoke adheres. And we just keep some moisture on the top. All right, we'll be back in a couple hours. I'll show you when we wrap. All right, y'all, we're a little bumped up on our temperature. Our internal brisket temp is 185 at the point. We're looking for 203. Now, it's taken longer. My temp was 250. It dropped down to 230. Had to go to church. We're sitting at 276, 7. And we haven't wrapped because I've been waiting for that nice good color. We have a beautiful color now. Pretty even throughout. It looks awesome. We got some good tenderness. We're gonna wrap it and hit this thing to 203. We've got some nice rendered fat here. Real good there. The color is what I wanted. That's what I was looking for. You know, I really wanted to wrap it, but I really wanted the color more. And the feel wasn't super soft here. It is now. So I'm gonna throw it in some butcher paper and I'll try and give you that process. So I messed up a bit on my wrapping. I had it pretty good, but then I just didn't have quite enough to get everything covered. So I had to do one more piece around the whole thing. My point here is a little bit open. So just got one more piece just to kind of wrap it all. Anyway, that's my wrap job. I kind of laid it, I wish I had another video here, but I kind of laid it diagonal across the paper like this and just fold it that way, kind of in triangles. So that kind of works best. I just didn't take off a big enough piece to get the point wrapped one more around. So anyway, I can show you later, I guess, with the raw brisket. It's a good way to wrap. Throwing it back on, hitting 203. All right, guys, we are done. We got some moisture coming through there. I'm gonna throw it in a cooler with some towels. We're gonna let this thing come down to 140. We're at 204. We're gonna let it come down to 140 before we even touch it. So we'll leave it wrapped. I'll show you cutting it later. Hey y'all, we are all done. We got a beautiful color here. Smoke ring's dark, but extra moist. We were right at 12 and a half hours for this thing, so a bit longer. Maybe my temp at 275 could have been better than 250. But overall the flavor is really good. We've got a lot of moisture in this sucker. Thanks for watching. Post if you got any questions, hit that like button. I want to give you guys a better shot of our smoke ring here. And you can see all the moisture off this thing, even at 140 degrees, which is what we're cutting it at. The moisture is just sucked right back into it. So the importance of rest, for sure. I want to show you how tender this was. Look at that. Let me know if you guys have questions. This came out awesome. Thanks for watching.